This is the hour, the darkest place. Dante's Inferno, the devil's maze. It's a good world, good world going bad.
What's up everybody, my name is Adam and welcome to day number 1 of the Build a Lifestyle Business Challenge. In the following 3 weeks I'm going to give you actionable advice about how to start your first online business, and today we are going to talk about what kind of business you should start in 2018. Because I see a lot of people are struggling because they are trying to start something way too complicated or something that doesn't make money at all, so we should get over this mistake. Now, if you haven't joined us in the Build a Lifestyle Business Challenge Facebook group, you should absolutely do so. Click on the link. I'm going to put a link somewhere. You should click on it, you should join the conversation, you should meet like-minded people, join the Facebook group. Okay, so let's jump right into it. First of all, we all have to understand that we have to stay flexible when we are deciding on our first business idea, okay? I'm telling this because I know a lot of people who have been thinking about starting a business for years and they are fantasizing about building their dream job basically with their first business. And we have to see that there's a good chance that you don't have the means right now to start your dream business right away, because you have limited funds, you have limited time that you can spend on your business, you have limited experience, you have limited knowledge, and the first business should be about creating a side income which you can grow into a full-time income, which enables you to quit your job and just focus fully on growing your business. So this is the biggest risk that you are facing right now, falling in love with a business idea that just doesn't work. Okay, so if you already have a business idea, you should think about it. Do you have the funds to start it? Do you have the required knowledge to start it? Or are you planning and planning and it could take years to actually get started? So there are 2 mistakes people usually make when they are deciding on their first idea, okay? The first one is trying to come up with a genius idea, trying to do something that has never been done before, and usually those ideas are very complicated and very expensive. And as you can imagine, if this is your first business, you shouldn't do something that has never been done before. You shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel. You shouldn't try to come up with something entirely new, because that is incredibly hard to do and you are going to fail probably. So for example, genius ideas are something like trying to build a mobile app. Okay, and this usually comes from people who have absolutely no knowledge how mobile apps work or how do they make money. Or for example, trying to build an online marketplace. I've heard this idea before. And the reasoning, it makes passive income. Yeah, no, it's not how this works. Okay, an online marketplace is one of the most complicated business models ever. It is really, really complicated to do, and it absolutely doesn't make passive income in the first 10 years basically. I think people do this because they are so afraid of competition. They are trying to do something that has never been done before, so there is no competition. And I get emails like, Adam, okay, I've heard your business ideas, they are good and everything, but there's this other guy who is already doing it, so I can't possibly launch a business in this market. You have to understand that competition is not a bad thing. This means that there is a proven market need, and you don't have to be the dominant player in your field. You can just focus on a certain market niche, or you can just take like 5–10% of the full market in order to have a very, very good income. The second mistake people make is trying to build a business around their passions or hobbies. And this actually could be deceiving, because a few people manage to build a business around their hobbies. For example, travel bloggers or a few YouTubers. But this is not a dependable way to start a business. What we want to do is have perfect control over our traffic, over the offers we are selling. We want to understand how we get new customers in our business, what makes them become from visitors to customers, and yeah, just trying to start a travel blog or something like that, this is not a dependable way to do this. So this is all super important information, and it could prevent you from having a lot of false starts. but this doesn't answer the question of what kind of business you should start in 2018. And that's why I've collected 30 business ideas that I actually recommend to first-time entrepreneurs, because these are proven, these can be started with very little money, and these make a profit soon. You're going to see that all of the 30 business ideas fall into 3 types, and I would like to talk a little bit about this so that you understand why do I recommend exactly these types of businesses. The first type is e-commerce, selling physical products online. If you do this, you basically have a web shop or you sell just one very specific product in your store. But not just any kind of product, okay? We have to be very careful with product selection. We always want to sell products that have a very high perceived value, and therefore we can sell them at a very high profit. This way we can have a very small business and still make a very nice income. The second type is selling online marketing services for existing businesses. I think this is the easiest way to get started with making money online right now, because there are tens of thousands of businesses all around Europe, in every country, which are profitable, very profitable, because they were started like 10 or 15 years ago. They have a large marketing budget, but they don't have a good online presence, okay? They are very far behind with their online marketing, because there's nobody who could do all of them. There's nobody who could build all those assets for them. And online marketing is actually pretty easy to learn. This is a very valuable skill that could be learned in like 4 or 5 months. I've helped many people learn everything in 4 or 5 months, and they could get clients and they could charge actually pretty high prices, because if there is an existing business and you can make them profitable online, you can offer them profitable advertising strategies and profitable online marketing strategies, then it could easily add like 10, 20, 30% to their business. And obviously that's a huge value. The third type of business is starting a consulting business. Obviously you have to be an expert in something to be able to do that. But in the past years I found that a lot of people spend quite a lot of time doing something that could be marketed online, that could be sold online, and they could actually build a business around their existing knowledge pretty easily. Now remember, you shouldn't try to build a business around your hobbies, but if your hobby has a proven market need and you could build a business around that, you should absolutely do so. So if you're wondering, you should absolutely download the 30 business ideas. I'm going to put up the link on the screen again. You should download them and check if you already have a skill that qualifies and you could build a business around that. That would make life so much easier. That could be a very easy start. So far we have talked about the 2 mistakes people usually make when they are deciding on their first business idea, and I've talked about the 30 business ideas that I actually recommend you to start. There are different angles to them, there are different variations to them, so it's actually way more than 30 business ideas, okay? But now I would like to talk about 3 rules that I always follow when I start a new business, okay? And I recommend you to keep this in mind. I actually want you to understand why we are doing everything this way and not any other way. The first rule is that you should be able to find an existing business that is already proven to work and model yourselves after it. Okay, this is very important, because let's face it, starting a business is hard if you are starting from scratch. You have to learn a lot, you have to solve a lot of problems, you have to make decisions, thousands of decisions, and if you are trying to figure out everything on your own, you are going to be overwhelmed, okay? And there's a good chance that you just give up. What I recommend you to do is find a business that already works in the US and build it in your home country. This way you are going to have much less competition, you are going to be able to build it in much less time, and it is already proven to work. So let's take my example. When I started my first online business, I've actually had absolutely no idea how to start an online business, because I was super young, I was 19, I've had no experience at all, and what I did was I carefully researched my main competitor's website and business and tried to understand what he is doing. And in just a few hours, even as a complete beginner, I could understand what should I focus on. I saw that he puts up videos on YouTube so that he can get free traffic, and he just directs that free traffic into a so-called landing page where people can sign up for a downloadable free ebook. And this way he builds a list of potential customers and then just directs them toward online offers like trainings and workshops and stuff like that. And this took out all the guesswork from building the business, because right away I knew I should focus on creating better quality videos, I should create a better ebook, I should build a bigger and better list providing them better content and stuff like that, and I should create better workshops and better trainings. Now this paid off really well. because in 3 months my business made a very nice income, and in 6 months it was really obvious that I shouldn't use my college degree to get a job because I've already had an executive level income. The second rule is that we want to build a very profitable business. So the number we are after is profits, not revenue, not how many employees we have, not how much capital we could raise by being so innovative. We care about having a lot of profits while staying ethical. This is also super important. And let me tell you why. By having high profit margins, you can actually have a very small business and still make a nice income. And this is important because if you have a small business, then you have to pay very low taxes and you have very low operating costs. And these are really good because having high operating costs and having to pay a lot of taxes, that's always a risk. So that's a pretty big danger actually. So let's take an example with physical products, okay? You don't want to sell toilet paper, for example, because even if you are the best salesman and best marketer in the world, you are not going to be able to put a high profit margin on toilet paper because that's a very, very common product. That's a very rational product, I would say. But let's take detox tea, for example, one of the business ideas that I recommend people to start. Detox tea can be sourced very cheaply. It also has a very high perceived value because it helps people with becoming more healthy and losing weight. And obviously this is very important for a lot of people, so they are trying to get a premium product. So they don't want to have a budget option, they want to buy a premium product, and they are not price sensitive at all. This way you can put a very nice profit margin on it. You can source the product for like €5, get traffic with Facebook advertising for like additional €5 and just ship the product for €3. And at the same time, you could charge very high prices. You could ask for like 30, 40 euros, for example. A lot of my clients are selling this at this price point. And the third rule is that we want to build a business that can be automated, okay? Because you don't want to build a second job for yourself. But this means that we want to do something very simple because a complicated business is very hard to be automated. We won't have the time to go into details in this video, okay? Because we talked about multiple topics already. I don't want to overwhelm you, but I promise we are going to talk about it really soon. I'm actually going to show you a method I'm using to map out all the processes and automations that we need to make in order to have an automated business. So this was day number 1, and I honestly hope that you have enjoyed this video. In the following 3 weeks, I'm going to do daily videos so that you can have a complete foundation to start your first online business. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and join us in the Build a Lifestyle Business Challenge Facebook group. Meet like-minded people, and I can also answer all your possible questions. And also you're going to get notifications of all the daily videos. Have an awesome day and see you tomorrow. All the best until then.